friends. Sebastian is in our shower. He had a haircut right before the trip, and I just let him go into our shower to get all the hair off, and he loved it so much, even though I didn't let him have toys in there, that he requested his shower be in there again for right before school. But yeah, school tomorrow. Well, let's try and go fast. I didn't film a lot because I was at 2 different schools where I can't really film, and I was working the rest of it. I had a good amount of work. That was really nice. It's not always like that anymore. It's just my conditioner. No, it's shampoo. I didn't know I still had some. I need conditioner. Anyway, I'm distracted. So I got up. I got up at 7. It's downstairs at 8. Tomorrow it's 5:30. And downstairs at 6:15. But yeah, downstairs at 8, I made some tea, then got to work doing, I think, 3 mock-ups of a glass design for the brewery. It's really trying to do like these death metal looking logos, but there's minimum width that you can print on the glass, and so it's been tough. And shrinking everything down, it becomes unreadable because it's like a 2-inch square printing area. So lots of mock-ups going on, and then a quick edit for the dog rescue. Then we needed to get ready to go to the elementary school. So we walked. I had breakfast and like finished right when I needed to go. I was like pushing it. We headed out. We walked with it. As I said, we bought all our stuff separate this year, which worked out well. And yeah, walked to the school. Lots of people there. Went to his classroom. He's very shy around his teacher. Is cute, but he made a flower for her, a tissue flower. He gave it to her right before we went in, and there was instructions on what he needed to do, put in his pencil box and desk, and then the extra stuff gets sorted into bins to refill everybody's supplies for class projects and stuff. There's some teacher stuff, tissues, wipes, because they wipe with their dirty faces and stuff. But yeah, most people get the box. I did shopping in June when there was a big sale, and lots of bonus bundles where you get extra markers, extra highlighters. So I was putting big packs into things, and yeah, went smoothly. He was excited to go see his old teacher. He was in line behind another one of his former classmates to give her a hug. She was very busy, obviously, with her first graders. So we were just telling the kids, just get a hug, she's real busy. And she was sweet and gave a hug and asked who his teacher was. But then she had to go back to her new first graders. So, yeah, Sebastian says that his classroom was a 3rd grade classroom. And because we were wondering if he's going to be in a certain hallway where half of the 2nd grade was, but it looks like they moved them all. After he hugged his 1st grade teacher, well, the one he had for the first 3 quarters of the year at least, we won't have that problem of a pregnancy because we have a grandparent as our teacher this year, not a newlywed. But we headed out to meet some specials teachers, see them again. We stopped in the cafeteria first. There's a delivery, I think it's stickers. All of the tables in the cafeteria were perpendicular to the way they used to be. So I'm curious if that was a summer thing or if they're gonna be like that. Very curious. But nobody was there, and they didn't have the schedule up on the wall, which they did for a large portion of the year, which is a nice little cheat sheet for me. I guess I'll find out in 1 week. It's not this Thursday, but next Thursday I'm filling in. The dog, seriously. Listen, Barky McBark pants. all day. So we stepped into the cafeteria, and then the next step was the music room. There's 2 music teachers. He had the lady last year, but this year, instead of them dividing the grades equally, each teaching every grade, one of them is teaching kinder, 2nd, and 4th, and the other is 1st, 3rd, and 5th. And so he will not have the same teacher, but I'm excited for him to have a different teacher. Get to meet them both, because he'll be bouncing around throughout the years, I'm sure, between the 2 of them, if they stick around. But we chatted with her for a little bit, and then we headed off to the art room, where we saw, like, he did not have his art teacher assigned yet in his schedule. Well, I'm gonna have to check that tonight, see if it's in there now. They did have 2 names on there, and I didn't know either of them. And there's one of the ladies sitting at her desk, so I went in to say hi. And it turns out she was there last year, but she was a search and guidance teacher. They do things that are difficult to explain. They give everybody like enrichment, but I think also look out for gifted children that need extra enrichment, but everybody gets problem solving skills and just basic overall learning skills. I believe it's so hard when I've even asked to explain what that is. But she's moved to art teacher. I was like, I'm an artist, I need a volunteer. They've never asked for art volunteers. I mean, last year I never even got to volunteer in the classroom besides room mom parties. So she seemed like, oh, but I don't know that she would take me up on it. And then, yeah, we chatted a little bit. I mentioned, something came up about the middle school, and then she was like, back and forth, oh, and yeah, so-and-so went to here and here. And luckily, I'm such a nosy person and read staff lists constantly, so I like knew all the people she was talking about. But one of them was the dean last year at the elementary school, and I worked very closely with her during the IEP process. And she had moved from the middle school to the elementary school to be the dean, and so I was always talking to her about how wonderful the teachers are at the middle school. But she's gone back to the middle school, so it's like ping pong, and she did love the middle schoolers. She's great at either place. But yeah, so new art teachers. I don't know which one he'll have. Lady we met seems very nice. And then we moved on to library. His gym teacher was out in the hallway, or the lobby, so he saw him right away when we came in. But then we went to the library. She didn't recognize him. I kept having to take his hat off because people weren't recognizing him between the classes, and he had a little ball cap, and he kept wanting to put it on. I think he was feeling shy, and I kept pulling it off when we'd say hi. I'm like, you have to take your hat off, buddy. They can't recognize you. Nobody's allowed to wear hats in school. But yeah, one of the librarians is gone, but the main one is still there. She's still great. And I think that was it. I think that's everybody we saw. I don't know who the search and guidance teacher is. He said he saw his speech therapist go past, but we were in the library at the time, so I didn't talk to her at all. I'm curious to how his missing tooth will affect his speech therapy. But that was our elementary experience. Then we walked home. And then I got back to work. When I got home, I had a request from the dog rescue to create a new page. I just had like a Word document and a bunch of photos. And then I just went to town designing a cool page with their painful page management interface. But I'm learning the tricks. I'm learning the things you gotta do to make it work. So I think it came out well. Took a while, but finished it up in time to print out a bunch of memes Jax had chosen to decorate his locker with. I was like, I suggested it because he was like so anti-locker, like you can go in between classes at least like once, you don't have to carry everything. He just rips those Centrisex because he never goes. I still don't think he will, but maybe he's a little more into his locker. it's not in a terrible place this time. Like, they have these huge locker bays where it's like back-to-back rows, and it's just like so claustrophobic and hard to get to anything. Yeah? Alright, then we need to stop the water while you're in there. Be right back. Sorry, emergency bathroom trip. Doesn't matter that I have him go to the bathroom before his shower. This is the warm water. Yeah, so I printed out some memes for Jax. I had to cut them down a little bit. I had to do some editing. No religion, violence, or potential drug references. And I was very conservative about it because I didn't know how conservative they would be. I printed those out, printed out a copy of that schedule that I had rewritten, because it's just a mangle if I were to try and print it from their parent interface. And I also printed out his locker combo in Nürnberg. So yeah, he and I walked with all the gear, his cinch sack all loaded up. I packed for him this time. I packed it all in there so he doesn't have to worry about it. And then I have a bag of extras that I shoved into his locker, and that's it. Don't have, if I were to put an organizer, as I saw his friend, like a pencil organizer in there, he just wouldn't touch the stuff. Hopefully, because his pencils are in a curvy bag, I'll actually use them instead of just asking the teacher for a pencil, even though I gave him so many pencils. So yeah, we walked and chatted and got to the school and headed in, found his locker, put his stuff away. He got it open on the first try, which is great. As I said, he's in a hallway. No, I didn't say, I was cut off. They have a main area for each grade's floor, and it's like back-to-back rows of lockers, and he was dead in the middle of that madness, and it was awful. If people are behind you opening lockers, you don't have room to open yours, and it's just so tight. But then they needed more, so down the hallways where the classrooms are, they have more lockers just on one side, and he's one of those. I'm so glad. That's so much more calm. It's nowhere near his first period classes because there's one language teacher, one Spanish teacher on the 7th and one on the 8th. They just spread them out, but any 7th or 8th grader can request Spanish 1. And he's on the 7th floor, so he hated that I made him go up there and take a peek into the classroom. But it's good because he thought it was in a different hallway than it was. So that's one of his first periods on his A day, so I'll have to go to his locker and then up to the 7th floor, which I'll hate, but it is what it is. It's a mixed class. And then on the other days, he's got robotics first, which is in a special hallway. So he'll at least be on the first floor, which his locker's on the first floor, but on the opposite side of the school. So neither of those are convenient. Later on in the day, like I know on his B day, he goes literally across the hall between classes at one point. So that's good. Yeah, we basically loaded up his locker and I begged him to let me see as many classrooms as possible. I let him off the hook for his robotics because it's probably in the same room. Yeah, it is in the same room where he's had his tech ed last year and the same teacher. And I'll see it in September, but yeah, I've already seen that one. But I got to peek into all the other rooms. One teacher was there, his civics teacher. I actually had just emailed him today because last night he said he was suddenly changing the requirement. They always had a base requirement for one of those composition books for civics, but he said he really wanted to do sketchbooks. And I'm like, I'm all on board on sketchbooks. But he said, I know it's last minute, not everybody can afford the like $5 of this one that I really like us to have. So I hit an Amazon wish list with some similar ones that came in bundles and stuff for you to order if you were willing to donate. He also had like single ones of the really nice one that he wanted. So I ordered one extra of that, and he also had like candies as rewards for students, and I managed to order one of those before all the parents ordered them for him. But because I ordered a single sketchbook and not one of the bundles, I didn't want him to think that I was ordering Jax's and sending it to him by mistake. So I emailed him and was like, hey, I just want to let you know that one's an extra that we're donating. I already got Jax's separate, but yeah, I'm really excited about your idea to have them have a more visual journal. So yeah, he was in his classroom and I was like, oh, hi, I'm Stephanie, this is Jax. So he probably connected it because it was literally today that he got that email from me. So, but he seems nice. The algebra teacher, who is also Jax's homeroom teacher, had Pac-Man and like a piranha plant, all the Pac-Man goes, lots of Pac-Man, but classic video game decorations around his desk. So that seems cool. A lot of the teachers were not there. They're not required to be there that day. Last year we literally only met one. So the fact that I saw one did not surprise me. I don't think we saw any others. But after all that, I was like, hey, you should go down and see your computer science teacher from last year, because they have plans to continue the club he was running for programming. I was like, you should go down there, talk to her, make sure she knows you're still interested. And we hung out for like 15 minutes chatting, and she's wonderful. She's so wonderful. She's like, if you need any help, if you get stuck with anything, because we mentioned he's jumping a level, he's skipping a level in math, so just come to me. We'll get it sorted. I'll help you. I'm like, yes, please. He needs a mentor, but he needs to know to ask. Anyway, at that point, Jax is like, I need to get out of this place. So we left, but we literally were there for 30 minutes exactly. So it was a whirlwind. We went to a lot of rooms. So we did good. And then walked home. Yeah, they made it home like 5 minutes before us. And as we were walking down our street, Danny messaged that he was going to order food, so it didn't get too late. And we gave him our order. Yeah, I had to sit down and do some more work when we got home because there was a last minute edit on one of their slideshows on the homepage. So I quickly did that. Ate dinner. I just read a little bit because I didn't have too much time after dinner. But yeah, now it's bedtime, so we're gonna say goodnight. It's time for me to go get vitamins for this little man. And his first day of school tomorrow. What are you most excited about? I just washed his hair, so he uses my hair towel. I need to wash my hair tomorrow too, so I need to make sure it dries. What are you excited about?
So, the early lunch and
recess before lunch.
And also the homework.
No homework the first week or two, she said. But you have to do your homework and you cannot get mad at me. Promise? Do you know what a pinky swear is?
Yeah.
Do you pinky swear? It's okay if you're upset that you do it, but you can't get mad at me and throw pencils at me and stuff. Pinky swear. And I promise with my pinky swear to help you. It's on film. They're seeing this. I promise to help you with your homework if you promise to do it without being mad at me. It's not my fault.
I pinky swear, okay.
You can be mad at your teacher, but not at me. Because I didn't assign it.
Not teacher.
Well, who are you going to be mad at? It's not my fault you got homework. You're mad at the man.
I'll be mad to the floor. No.
Don't make it mad at me.
No.
Why don't you use your calm bin? Squish something really hard.
I like jelly.
Okay.
And now,
All right. Is that up?
I just
Are you happy
jelly.
with Well, don't get hairy. I haven't vacuumed. I got so much vacuuming to do this weekend. All right, school tomorrow, so we're gonna say goodnight. It is time to be in the bed, so we're running a little late because you had a poo. So good night, everyone. Let's go over here where they can see us. Stay safe, be kind, and don't forget.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.